Your coworkers are not your friends, especially your managers. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So, I recently hit my 2 year anniversary of working in my first corporate style job. So, I thought I'd do this video, give you guys a bit of tips and tricks to survive your first corporate job because trust me, is not for the weak. I'm not gonna lie, it is not for the weak. So don't forget to subscribe and let's just get straight into it. Number one is to guys actually clock in on time, do your work on time, log in on time. If you're supposed to start at 9, come on time, come early. Like I know things happen, you can come a bit, you can be a bit late a couple of times, life happens, your boss runs late, but try as much as you can to actually do start your work on time. These kind of things they actually do build up, especially if when you're first starting, a lot of the time you're on like a probation for 6 months, and they actually do take these things into consideration when your probation is up. Trust and believe, because I have heard some things. So guys, I know that may seem a bit obvious, but tip number one is to just actually start your work on time, clock in on time. The second tip that I would give is to go on your break, take your break. If you have loads of work to do and you're just thinking of, I'm just going to work through my break, don't fall down that rabbit hole, guys. Actually take your breaks. Avoid working on your breaks. These things will lead to burnout. Like you may have lots of work you need to get done, have lots of things you need to do, but guys, just please take your break when you're supposed to take your break. Don't work through your break. Your managers, your supervisors, they go on break. They do not work through their breaks. So there's no reason why you should be breaking your neck working through your own break because you want to get some work done. Just don't work through your break. Make that clear for yourself. Like set boundaries around your work and your personal time. Avoid doing personal things during your work hours, and then on the other side of that, avoid doing work things on your personal hours. Just really try as much as you can to set that boundary, especially if it's your first like corporate job. You're new into the world, you kind of want to prove yourself, show yourself. You may be wanting to like take on extra stuff, do work in your personal time to show that you can get things done. Guys, don't kill yourself for this job, for this work, because when you leave, they will replace you in an instant. So, guys, please set boundaries around your work. That would be my second tip. Third tip that I'll say is to that kind of coincides with that, but just avoid overtime as much as you can. God is my witness. Since I started working at my job, like I said, it's been over 2 years now. I have not done overtime one time. There have been offers have arisen that there's opportunity for overtime, and the overtime pay is good. But guys, I just try as much as you can to avoid overtime. Not my problem. That's just not my problem. Not my problem. That ties in again with the boundaries. Like I'm heavy on boundaries. Once my work time is done, my work time is done. I'm not doing anything extra when my work time is done. 4 o'clock has hit, it's time for me to go home. Everybody already knows me in the office. Once it's 4, I'm out of there. There's no You're not gonna catch me doing overtime because I just no. Just avoid overtime. It's gonna lead to burnout. The more overtime that you're doing over and over. Like, okay, it is if you're doing overtime once every now and again, that's perfectly grand. But constant overtime over and over again, that only leads to burnout and exhaustion. So guys, please try as much as you can to avoid overtime. If you can. If you can't, then you can, but just try as much as you can to avoid overtime. The next tip that I want to say to you guys is this one may be a bit controversial because you do want to be social, but you have to figure out that line between just like being social and thinking that your coworkers are your friends. Guys, your coworkers are not your friends. I'm so sorry to tell you that. They can be nice, they can be helpful the majority of the time, but your coworkers are not your friends, especially your managers. They're not your friends. Guys, they are not your friends. Being social in the office, that is something that you should try as much to do, talk to people, be social, but just figure out that line between being social and oversharing. Try as much as you can to not overshare, especially like with people in your office. People that I work with, a lot of them don't even know the first thing about me, which can seem a bit crazy because a lot of my coworkers, they overshare a lot. I could tell you so much about some of my coworkers, and I know for a fact they do not know how many siblings I have. They don't even know if I have siblings. I do not overshare. Like, I will tell you what you need to know. I'll tell you if you're asking me questions. Like, I know how to be social. Like, I've worked numerous customer service jobs. Being social is not a thing that I find difficult. I can talk to pretty much just about anybody, but oversharing is something that I'm never gonna do. Guys, try as much as you can to avoid oversharing. You may think it's just like, oh, office banter, you're just getting to know your coworkers, especially if you're new and you're just trying to find your footing in your office space. You may feel that kind of pressure to just overshare just because you want to kind of fit in or belong. But guys, please try as much as I can to not overshare. A lot of these people, they gossip. Corporate office gossip is literally worse than secondary school gossip. I will be the first to tell you that. Anyone that has worked in an office style job, anyone that has worked in a corporate style setting, they will tell you that corporate gossip is even worse than secondary school, primary school. Like, you think people mature the more they grow older, but I'm telling you, they do not. So, guys, avoid oversharing. It'll only lead to you finding out something that you do not want to find out. Trust me on that one. And tying into that as well, avoid office gossip. Like, don't interject in, like, if you're hearing people are gossiping about one of your coworkers or something along those lines, guys, please avoid office gossip. Even if you may feel like, oh, you want to just, it's just all that whole thing of trying to fit in and trying to belong, especially if you're the new one. Everyone is talking about, this person. The first thing you want to do is just to chime in to get your own 2 cents in. But guys, avoid office gossip. In as much as those people are talking about other coworkers on your team, they're also going to be talking about you too. If they can do that to someone else on the team, what makes you think you're special? You're not special. Guys, avoid office gossip. I don't partake in any office gossip. I don't know any gossip that's going on. I don't even know the last thing about anything that's going on in that office. I log on, I do my work, I do my 1-2-1-2 chat with you if I need to. I sign out, I go home. That is what I need to do. I don't need to know no office gossip. I've heard some horror stories of office gossip and people hearing, and I've witnessed firsthand something that's like someone has told someone in confidence, and then they tell someone else, and then it goes around the whole team. Now everybody knows, like, it gets messy. So just avoid being in the center of gossip, avoid spreading gossip, don't even breathe if there's gossip going on there. Take yourself and go. Take your stuff and go. I'm literally telling you this for your own peace of mind and for your own well-being, your own mental well-being. Office gossip is only going to bring about pain and turmoil. Let me just tell you that. Another tip that I will give you guys is to, please guys, don't let anyone shove you around. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're less than you are just because you're new to the job or just because they've been there longer than you. Don't let anyone talk down on you. The majority of the time, your co-workers, all the people that you work with, all of you are getting the same pay. The only people that can be getting higher pay are your managers or supervisors, but your co-workers, you're all on the same pay, if I'm for the most part. So don't let anyone talk you down that you're not worthy of being where you are, or they talk you down that you're not doing your job correctly when you know you're doing it correctly, or they just don't let anyone push you over. Don't be a walking mat for people, guys. Really, do not be a walking mat. Be assertive in what you know is correct. Stand for what you believe in. Don't let anyone just walk all over you because you want to fit in, or you don't want them to say that, oh, you're being a troublemaker or you're causing trouble. No. Especially for people of color as well. It's gonna be a whole nother video in itself, but you already have that stigma of you're a person of color, you're in this workplace, you're trying to, because let's be honest, people of color already have to work 10 times harder to get to a position that any other person would have in an instant. We have to work 10 times harder. So don't let anyone push you over. Stand your ground. If someone is treating you a certain way, if people are doing things to you that make you feel a certain way, report. HR, file a report. At the end of the day, if the roles are reversed, your coworkers, they will not hesitate to report you if you even breathe something offensive near their way. So there's no reason why you should take that from someone else because you don't want to be seen as a troublemaker. Guys, be assertive. That has to be one of my top. If you're going to take anything away from this video, is to be assertive in where you stand, and do not let anyone just walk all over you because, oh, they've been here longer than you, they know the lay of the land, no, that is not happening. I'm sorry, no. Also, guys, don't let your work consume you. Have a life outside of work. Working 8-hour shifts every day, it is draining. And then the weekend, you just want to relax, but don't rot in your bed too often. Like, there are certain weekends that you just want to lay in bed, do nothing. That's grand, but have a life outside work. Do stuff outside work. Don't just let all your life be around because you work. You can't do this, you can't do that. Still have a life outside work. All these help to avoid burnout. They help to make you feel less stressed. If you're doing is just working, going to lead to burnout. You're not doing stuff that you used to enjoy doing. If you used to enjoy going out to dinners before you start working, keep doing those activities. You can do them in the evening after you finish work. Or if you don't like going out after work, like me, do them on the weekend. Don't let work take you away from stuff that you enjoy doing. Still be you and still work your 9 to 5 job, but just have a life outside work. You don't want to just be doing work, work, work all the time. That's all you're known for, is to work, work, work. Still have a life outside work. Last tip that I also give you guys is to watch out for the red flags that are in your office. I think I did a TikTok on this. Like, maybe I'll insert it. But watch out for some office red flags. Watch out for the red flag that you should look out for. Number one, but if the company has a high turnover rate, that's for a reason. People are going for a reason. Or you start working there and you see that people keep leaving. There's a reason why people keep leaving. It's not just them. There is a huge reason why people are not staying at that job. Second red flag you should be on the lookout for is inconsistencies in what they're teaching you and what they're telling you the procedures are. One manager is telling you this is how we're supposed to do it by our procedures, and another manager tells you something completely different. There's a lack of communication going on there, because why are people telling you two completely different pieces of information? Next red flag would be, do other people in your team, are they always stressed and are they always anxious? Now, if you're looking at everyone else that you work with, if everyone else seems to be always having stress when it comes to things of their work, especially if you're new, if you're just new and you ask people around you, everyone is always stressed, they always have anxiety, that's a big red flag. Watch out for some office red flags. That will kind of tell you also, like, okay, maybe I don't want to stay in this place for too long. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed those little tips that I just have to share with you guys, because I know a lot of us were working in our first, corporate style body, corporate girly job or whatever, and you don't even know your left from your right. You don't know how to navigate anything that's going on. Hope those tips kind of gave you guys a little guide as to what to look out for, how to kind of survive. I look back that I've been working in this corporate job for 2 years. It's actually flown by, and I'm actually happy that I have been in myself as well as working, because I look back in times like sometimes like I'll be exhausted after work, but I'll still get stuff done. I'll still get what I need to do. I record for my podcast. I go out, hang out with my friends. I go to the gym. Like, still be yourself while working. You don't want to let your job consume you. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Survived my first corporate. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
You literally said
I panicked.
I panicked.